Hello and welcome to BBSN. This is Anthony, and tonight we are going to get back to our 1969 payoff pitch replay. And I posted a video this morning basically talking about the direction. When I first started this, the original intent after I played basically all the different teams 2 or 3 times was to try and focus in on a single team. And my initial thought was to go with the Chicago Cubs. And after thinking about it and also receiving some feedback, and I appreciate those of you who did leave feedback, I'm going to kind of narrow the focus now and go with the Cubs as I originally had planned to do. And so this will be kind of a what if, but somewhat as is replay. And by that I mean we'll use the lineups and starting pitchers whenever available, but I will be incorporating injuries, and there will be times when I deviate from standard lineups based on game situations. The goal here is to basically improve the Cubs by 8 games and catch the New York Mets. The Cubs had a great 1969. And on September 2nd of that year, they were a full 9 games, I believe, in first place, and basically just went into the tank from that point on, and ended up losing the division title to the Mets by 8 games because they only won 8 games after September 2nd. So the goal is to get them through a complete season and see if they can make up those 8 games. The other team's records will be as played, the only exceptions being if I play them in requested games or periodic games, and of course their records will be different based on how they do against the Cubs when they play. I will be playing other games on request. I know that I have a April 17th Montreal Expos game, a Bill Stoneman's no-hitter, and it was requested week or so ago that I replay that, so I will be doing that. And if there's any other individual games you'd like to see, please feel free to comment, and I will put them on the ledger, even if it's just like a rivalry matchup, Giants-Dodgers, or since the Yankees were very mediocre this year, Al Red Sox fan, if you want to see a Red Sox-Yankee game, let me know, and I will get that on for you. But for the most part, it will be basically Cubby-centric from this point forward. And also I'll be getting in some Washington Senators games. They're a very interesting team. Had really one of their few good seasons in 1969 and have some good players on their team led by Big Frank Howard. So that's basically where we stand. Going forward too, if you watch my intro video on this channel, you know I really glossed over briefly a game that I've been working on for some time now that I'm hoping to be able to release early next year, and still a lot of things to do with that from the business side. I do have my application in for my trademark for the game. But some other business stuff to take care of, production things, have the game mechanics pretty much worked out, and have started rating teams. But the reason I bring that up is I am going to incorporate one piece of that game into this, and that will be my event chart, basically the rare play chart. Payoff Pitch, again, is a great game, but the event chart or rare play chart is somewhat limited, so this will be taking its place for my games, and this will actually be the chart that I do plan to use in my game. And as you can see, it's got quite a few more scenarios on here based on bases empty, single runners, multiple runners on, and events that will happen very, very rarely. I'll just show you a couple here. Like this 0 at the top would happen one out of 100 chances. Object hits player at the end of an inning, and roll 2 die 10 or 1 die 10, and that player leaves the game, and that would basically be the position 1 through 9 that came up. Other things on here are things that have happen in baseball, either famously or infamously. As example, another very rare play that you won't see much here. Who does this remind you of? Again, a zero roll, long fly ball bounces off the left fielder's head and over the fence for a home run. It's got brawls, bizarre or rare plays on the bases, ejections. Here's another one that you may have seen on highlights of a certain 6'10" pitcher's career. Actually, in this case, not the pitcher, but a batter ball hits a bird, runners advance. So just going to add that in to throw a little more variety in for rare plays. And also it gives me the opportunity to test my chart and, you know, make sure it works well with what I want it to do in terms of game scenarios. So enough of that. Let's get to our lineups. First, for our visiting Phillies, leading off and playing third base today, Tony Taylor. Batting second and playing shortstop, Don Money. Ron Stone will bat third and be in left field. Dick Allen, the potent one, will be at first base and hit cleanup. Larry Heisel will be in center field batting fifth. Cookie Rojas at second base hitting sixth. Johnny Callison in right field hitting seventh. And the eighth place batter will be catcher Mike Ryan. And for the Cubbies, leading off will be shortstop Don Kessinger. Hitting second will be second sacker Glenn Beckert. Sweet swinging Billy Williams will be in left and hit third. Ron Santo will handle the cleanup duties in the hot corner. Mr. Cubby Ernie Banks will hit fifth and will be at first tonight. Randy Hundley will be catching, hitting sixth. Hitting seventh in right field, Jim Hickman. And in center field, batting eighth in today's game will be Don Young. And on the mound, for the homestanding Cubbies, Ken Holtzman gets his first start of the year. And for the visiting Phils, it will be Grant Jackson. And in real life, as you can see here, Woody Fryman actually started this game in real life, and I actually used Woody in the first game of this series when I was just kind of playing all the different teams. So just to keep it realistic at this point, he's not going to come back on basically 1 day's rest. So Grant Jackson will get the start. Holtzman did start this game for the Cubs. And very early comparison, Cubbies were 2-0 at this point in real life. Right now they're 1-1, and in real life they won this game 6-2. So with that said, as always, I forget my pitchers hitting cards. I just have DH on the brain all the time, I guess. So both pitchers are a 6, so we'll get those out. And that done, we are ready to play ball as Tony Taylor will lead it off for the Fighting Phils. So Holtzman, it's good to get back to some payoff pitch. Last couple of games I've played have been my Strat Time Machine project with the 22 St. Louis Browns, and also fun, but I like a good balance, keep things fresh. And Holtzman right off the bat will be tough, and that is going to be against the lefty. And 36 will be a single. So Tony Taylor gets things started for the Phillies with a base hit back up the middle. And the 2-die 6 is a 4, so he will try and steal. Again, I use the automated steal system here. And he did get the jump on that. So behind the plate for the Cubbies, Hundley has a 2 and steal rating of a C. 2C is in column 4. He needs a 60 to 69 or 60 to 99 to be safe. And he got a 66. He just beats the throw. So right off the bat, Phillies runner in scoring position. Nobody out, and Don Money up. And patient. And that is going to be another single. And using the fast action cards for runner advancement, Sharp liner into center field, runner on second scores. So Don Money with the RBI single, and they get to Kenny Holtzman early as the Phils jump out to a 1-0 lead. Ron Stone, the batter. Lefty on lefty matchup here. And tough. And 24 is going to be lefty on lefty crime with a strikeout. Stoney goes down. So one down. Dick Allen, the batter. And Allen, if he gets one in the wheelhouse against a left-hander, it will not be pretty. This is patient, and that's going to be a walk. So Money on to second base, and Allen on with the base on balls. Larry Heisel, the batter. Holtzman looking to get out of this inning without further damage. And that'll be a patient and fly out to left field. So Billy Williams puts that one away, and two down. Cookie Rojas will be the batter for the Phils. And patient again. And that will be out of range, and a ground ball to second base, which Beckert takes care of. So the Phils strike first, couple of hits, 2 runners left, and 1 run across. And we head to the bottom of the first inning. Your score, Phillies 1, Cubbies 0, and coming to bat as Grant Jackson takes the hill for the Phils. Jackson started 35 games in 69 and went 14 and 18 with a respectable 3.34 ERA. Obviously did not have great run support. 7 is in play, and Kessinger also against the lefty. And that's going to be pop up to first. It's crazy after going from reading payoff pitch to strat cards. Always takes an inning or so to adjust. And tough, and that is going to be a single by Beckert. So Beckert fights that off, lobs it into right field. And it's a long single into the gap. Runner on first, though, will stop at second. There is no runner at first, never mind. And as usual, I'm up rusty in the first inning as well. Seems like first inning of every game, I always screw up in some way, drop the die, say something wrong. Defensive check, and that is going to be 68. Again, check the facts for the error or range check, and 68 will be the roll that I use. So this will be an error check on third base, and that will be Taylor. He has an error rating of 4, which is pretty good. 41 will not be an error. So 12 on the 2-die-6 will be runner out at first, and runner on first advances to second. Okay, so 5-3 on that put out. And that will bring up Ron Santo, runner in scoring position. And Santo looking to knot this one up. 10 is a patient, and there we go. So we are breaking out my new rare event chart. And did not expect that. So runner on second, so I will be in the second column here and roll a 2, wow, 99. So 99, batter hit in the head, suffers severe injury, out for the season. So I did say I was going to use, and that is a very rare event. It would come up basically 1 out of 300 chances on my chart. I did say I was going to use injuries, so Santo hit by pitch and knocked out of the game, and this will be the last you see of him in this 1969 replay. So to the DL he goes, and taking his place at third for the Cubbies. Choice is pretty limited. I'll have to Looks like eventually call someone up, but Paul Popovich will be in for Williams, or Santos, sorry. And that is a huge blow for the Cubbies. They don't have a lot of power on this team, and Santo was definitely the most viable option in that cleanup spot, but he is done for the season now. So this is a moment where I want to say, yeah, I just want to do it as played, but promise is a promise. So Popovich is in as the pinch runner, and he will take over at third. So 2 down now. Runners on first and second for Ernie Banks. And 7 is in play, 49 against the lefty, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. And Taylor is up with that over to first, and the Cubbies threaten but cannot score, and we go to the top of the second, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia. Johnny Callison will be the leadoff batter for the Phillies. Tough, and that'll be out of range. Fly out center field. Callison goes down. Kenny Holtzman faces Ryan. In play, and that is going to be a fly out center field as well. So Young busy out in center at Wrigley, has recorded the first 2 outs of the inning, and the pitcher, Grant Jackson, comes up, and 5 is going to be patient. All right, patient 28, and that is going to be a single. I'm sorry, that will not be a single. Yeah, well, single, and Jackson helps his own cause. And one thing actually I've noticed is the pitchers in this replay thus far have hit fairly well. There are a few teams that have pitchers hitting well above the Mendoza line. So runner on first base, and Tony Taylor will be the batter. In play, and that's going to be a fly out to right field. So Holtzman gives up a single, but no damage comes of that. We head to the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Phillies. And Jackson back out on the mound, and Randy Hundley will lead it off for the Cubbies, the catcher. Hundley getting his first action of the season, and that'll be a defense check, 85. So error on shortstop, and that's going to be on Money, who is a 3, but that is well out of range here, even at his very worst, so Money will take care of that. And Hundley goes down 6-3. And Jim Hickman, the batter. 5 is patient, and that's going to be out of range. And fly out to center field, 2 down. Don Young, the batter. Tough, and struck him out. So too hot to handle for Don Young, and the Cubbies go down in order. Head to the third inning, 1-0 Phillies. And leading off for the Phillies in the top of the third, Don Money, who singled and drove in a run back in the first inning. 4 is Tough, and that's going to be a fly out to left field, 1 down. Ron Stone, the batter, and Holtzman, Tough, and that is going to be a ground ball to second base. So 4-3, Beckert with the put out, and 2 quick outs for the Phillies. And the dangerous Dick Allen. 11 is going to be Ballpark, and 78 luckily is in play. If it was not in play, we would have been watching Allen circle the bases more than likely. But 16 is still going to be a hit, and that'll be a single for Dick Allen. and he will not run. So Dick, Richie, whatever you want to call him, he is on for the second time. He drew a walk his first time up. Larry Heisel, 1 on 2 outs. And 5 is Patient. These dice. Patient 41 is going to be a single. And 2 outs, and Allen will go to third. So the Phillies threatening a 2-out rally here as Cookie Rojas comes to the plate. He was the last batter out in the first inning. 9 is Patient, and 86. And that is going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Kissinger puts that away. So the Phillies get a couple of hits, but no runs. And we head to the bottom of the third. Our score remains 1-0. And leading it off for the Cubbies will be Kenny Holtzman. Now Holtzman up for the first time this year. And that'll be a 9 in play, 0-4. And Holtzman drives us into the gap in right center. He's rounding first and into second base, sliding in ahead of the throw. And he says, I'll take matters into my own hands. And the leadoff double here brings Don Kissinger up to the plate with an opportunity to tie this game up. Jackson the pitch in play, and that is going to be a fly out to left. Runner holds. So Kissinger can't get it done. Glenn Beckert says, let me try. And tough 65. And that is going to be a fly out center field. So 2 down. And sweet swinging Billy Williams grounded out to third in the first inning. And 6 is tough and struck him out. You, sir, cannot touch this. So Williams goes down, and a leadoff double goes to waste for the Cubs, who still trail it 1-0, and we're heading into the top of the 4th inning. Johnny Callison, the batter for the Phillies. And Holtzman, tough. And these dice, there we go. Tough 88, and that's going to be a ground ball to second base. So Callison goes down at the hands of Beckert and Mike Ryan, the batter. Holtzman sets, delivers. Patient, and Ryan drives one toward third base, but up with it is Popovich, and over to first. 2 quick outs. And Grant Jackson, who singled in his first time up, will be the batter. Holtzman delivers. And 8's going to be a tough, and not this time, Chief struck him out. So 3 up, 3 down. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Cubbies coming to bat, trailing 1-0. Paul Popovich, who has appeared as a pinch hitter thus far this season, will be getting his first extended duty from here on out due to the injury to Santos. And that is a tough. 97 is going to be a fly out to left. So Popovich goes down, and Ernie Banks, the batter. Mr. Cub grounded out to third in his first at bat. And 7 is going to be in play, and that's going to be a single. So Ernie takes it into left field, and he will stop at first base and stay there. No threat to steal at the advancing age of 38. Young but old for a ball player. And Jackson, 7 is in play, and Hundley is going to take that to shortstop. And double play rating is 6 for Hundley and an 8. So I mentioned earlier I've kind of modified the double play rule. Normally this would be a fielder's choice, but when it's above 1, and under another in terms of double play rating. I am using the runner advancement 2-10 chart. So basically here on a roll of 1 to 45, it will be a double play. 46 or above will be a fielder's choice. And that will be a twin killing. So the Phillies are out of it here in the bottom of the fourth. And the reason I do that, I'd mentioned previously that I think the double plays are just a little bit undervalued, or I guess less than you would expect to see realistically. So I'm basically trying this, and so far it seems to work pretty good. Gotten a little bit better in terms of double play numbers. So we'll just kind of see how it goes and use it for the foreseeable future. Anyway, top of the fifth inning, top of the order for the Phillies, Tony Taylor. And 6 is a tough. That's going to be a fly out to left, 1 down. So Taylor's gone, and Don Money, who has the game's only RBI, comes to the plate. And in play, 22. And that's just going to be past the outstretched glove of Kessinger at shortstop into left field. And Money with the single. No steal attempt there, as this Phillies team is not a big running team. Ron Stone, the batter. 8 is tough, and 90 will be a ground ball to second base. And double play rating, Stone is an 8, and Holtzman is a 9. So that will be a 4-6-3. And Holtzman gets out of it. So we head to the bottom of the fifth inning now, and our score still 1-0 Phils. Jim Hickman will be charged with getting something going for the Chicago faithful here. They do not want to fall below 500 this early in the season. And a pitch from Jackson. That's an in play. 77 is going to be a fly out to center field, 1 down. Jackson, who pitched very well throughout the season, just did not get run support and not getting a lot today, but he is pitching quite nicely. Wheelhouse, and versus the lefty, call up Robert Plant, because this one's on the stairway to heaven. It's gone into the left field bleachers, and this game is tied. Don Young, in his first start of the game, or first start of the year, goes deep. And this game is now 1-1, and the crowd is going nuts. He got every bit of that pitch from Jackson and put it where it needed to be. These shirtless bleacher bums out there are celebrating this. Oh, here we go again. I just pulled a Chris there and have a player out of a Phillies player over visiting in the Cubbies dugout, and he goes behind Larry Heisel in their order. I do that once a game too. So anyway, Holtzman the batter now after that home run. And 7 will be in play, 44 will be ground ball to third base. 2 down and back to the top of the order. I do not know why I do that at least once a game. It's just all about love between teams, I guess. Here we go to Kessinger. 6 is tough, 44 versus a lefty, and that's going to be a single. So Kessinger, a seeing-eye single, and he keeps the inning alive. His first hit of the day, and he will not try and steal. Glenn Beckert comes up, 2 outs, 1 on, 1 in. 7 is in play, and 24, and that's going to be a single. Right back up the middle for Beckert, and Kessinger over to third base where he'll hold up. So runners at the corners, 2 outs, and Billy Williams with a chance to make a statement and give the Cubs a lead. The pitch is an 8. That's a tough 40. And Williams comes through with a single into right field. So coming home to score is Kessinger. Beckert on his way to third. He'll get there standing up. And Williams with an RBI single. And the Cubs now lead this one 2-1. Paul Popovich, the batter. Runner still at the corners, 2 down. And 4 is going to be tough. And whiff! Popovich is set down on strikes. So the threat is over, but the Cubbies do score 2. A home run by Young and Williams following up with an RBI single. And we head to the top of the 6th inning now. Chicago 2, Philly 1. And Dick Allen's going to lead it off for the Phils. Allen, one of the most talented players of the era, had really a solid 5-tool player, and had some great moments and had some moments that were kind of head scratchers too, but talent was definitely there. That's a tough, and versus the lefty, that's going to be out of range, so ground ball to shortstop. Kessinger takes care of that. 1 down for Larry Heisel. Here is the pitch. And 5 is patient. And 60 will be out of range. Oh, no, it's not. Heisel hit. So Holtzman comes inside and catches him on the elbow. Larry says, I will take that pain. Hurts so good when you're trotting to first base. And the Phillies have a runner with 1 down. Cookie Rojas coming up. 10 is in play, and 83. It's going to be a ground ball to shortstop, and 10 is outside the double play rating of both, so that will be a fielder's choice. 6-4 takes care of Heisel, and Rojas is at first base with 2 down. He will not be attempting to steal as Johnny Callison steps in. Lefty on lefty matchup, and tough, 65. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Kessinger whips it over to first base, and the Phillies are done in the 6th inning here. Head to the bottom of the 6th, Cubs up 2-1. And Ernie Banks will lead it off. Mr. Cubby acknowledges the crowd, tips his cap, gets ready for the pitch. Tough, and 63 is going to be just out of range, ground ball to second base. So 1 down as Rojas takes care of Banks. Randy Hundley, the batter. Hundley today is 0 for 2. He's grounded out to short twice, one of which became a double play. And tough, it'll be a fly out to left. 2 down, Jim Hickman, the batter. And Hickman will be tough, and 06 struck him out. So that is 4 on the day for Jackson, and the Cubs go down 1-2-3. And top of the 7th inning now. This one is moving along. Score 2-1 as Mike Ryan leads off. And Holtzman, his fatigue rating is 8 innings. And at this point, as long as he does not give up any runs, he can go further if he so desires. But not pitching like that as Ryan draws a leadoff walk. Not the way you want to start things in the later innings here. That's Kenny's second base on balls of the game. And Jackson getting late, but it's a close game. They're going to leave him in. And his sacrifice rating is a D, which means 25 to 87. So let's see, he's going to sacrifice. And 87 right on the button. And that is going to be catcher picks that up. Ryan to second base, and 2-3 goes Jackson. So the sac hit moves the runner into scoring position for the top of the order. And Tony Taylor will try and bring this one home and tie it up. Holtzman says, not on my watch. And 11 is ballpark. 13 is wheelhouse. And Taylor, not a power hitter. Can he get it? Taylor deep into left field. This one is going back, back, back. Williams to the fence, and it's gone just over the wall. A 2-run shot, and an unlikely hero, Tony Taylor, emerges with a 2-run home run in the top of the 7th. And Holtzman is disgusted with himself, cannot believe it. So Don Money now comes to the plate, and Holtzman has probably seen his last inning unless the Cubbies make something happen. And 8's going to be tough, 55, and Money with the single. So things are not getting any better, and Money will stay put at first base. And in the Cubbies bullpen, there is some action. And it looks like the right-hander Ted Abernathy is up for the Cubs. As Ron Stone steps in. Holtzman tough, 44, struck him out. So Kenny says you can look but you can't touch. That's 2 down now. And he will try and get Dick Allen and get out of this without further damage. Holtzman the pitch. Patient, and 26. That's not going to do it as Allen draws a walk. So runners now on first and second. And Holtzman is struggling a bit here. Abernathy gives a signal he is ready to go if needed. 9 is going to be patient again, and 49. And that's going to be a single for Larry Heisel. And with 2 outs, Money's going to come around to score. Allen on his way to third. And Larry Heisel, the RBI single. His second hit of the day. And the Phillies now hold a 4-2 lead. This might be the last batter for Holtzman here. 10 is in play, 44. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. So Popovich up with it over to first, and the inning is over, but the Phillies break through for 3 big runs in the top of the 7th. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Our score is Philadelphia 4 and Cubbies 2. So Grant Jackson back out, and Holtzman is due up second in this inning, and he will be done. So Ted Abernathy is preparing to come into the game in the 8th. And we will have a pinch hitter. So Holtzman seemed to be cruising along quite nicely, and just all fell apart in the top of the 7th inning. That will close the book on him. 4 runs all earned. That home run really hurt him. Young set to lead it off, and Young homered for the Cubbies his last time up. Jackson stares him down, and 8 is a tough, and we go to the rare play chart again. So my new prototype rare play chart is getting some action here. Nobody on base, and a roll of 13. So 13, batter smacks a home run to left field and poses, gets hit by pitch next bat. I call that the Joey Batista rare event. So Don Young back-to-back at bats with a home run and cuts the lead to 4-3. And he better hope he does not hit again in this game, or he's going to get a hurting. Hurting for certain. And with that, we will have a pinch hitter. And Jackson is still in there, but the Phillies bullpen is going to get busy. And it looks like they are going to have Bill Wilson start to throw. And for the Cubbies, pinch hitter is going to be Jim Qualls. And Qualls handles lefties fairly well. So he will be in for Holtzman's spot. And Qualls has had a couple of starts this season in center field. Coming off the bench today, and he will look to keep this rally going and get this into a situation where the Cubs can tie it. And Jackson is going to look to put Qualls down. The pitch, 10, is patient. And 56 against the lefty. And not good there. That's going to be, he does not walk against left-handers. A fly out to right field. So Qualls goes down and back to the bench, and we are back to the top of the order with Don Kessinger up, 1 down, 1 in. Phil's holding a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. And 11 is ballpark. 69 is going to be in play. And Kessinger flies out to center field, 2 down. Glenn Beckert. So thus far for the Cubs, Young making his first start of the game is the unlikely hero should they come back and win. 9 is in play, and 0-6 for Beckert is going to be a single. And he will stay put. Billy Williams a batter now. Williams single and had an RBI his last time up. 11 is ballpark, and that one is wheelhouse. And Williams takes a huge cut and drives this ball, but he cannot get all of it. It's hit down to third base, and Taylor is going to take care of that, 5-3. And he got his pitch, could not handle it. The inning is over. But the Cubbies claw back, and we head to the top of the 8th with a score 4-3. And Ted Abernathy on the mound now to face Johnny Callison. Abernathy the pitch, and patient. And the right-hander will be out of range, fly out to center field, 1 down. Mike Ryan, who walked and scored his last time up on Taylor's 2-run home run. 10 is going to be patient again, 88 out of range. And that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Kessinger takes care of him. 2 down. And they're going to make a change. So Bill Wilson is going to come in for Grant Jackson. And Jackson goes 7 innings. And right now he is responsible for 3 runs. And Wilson in 69 had a 2-5 record, 3.32 ERA, and 6 saves, and he will look to nail this one down. And for the Phillies, they're going to go to the bench, and it looks like Johnny Briggs will be the pinch hitter for Jackson. Briggs takes his warm-up swings. He steps into the box, and he's ready to go. Abernathy has the ball. Winds the pitch. And 8 is tough. And 50, and that's going to be a single for Briggs. So Briggs keeps the inning alive. As the Phils look for some insurance here, back to the top of the order. Tony Taylor, the batter. Abernathy the ball. Here comes the pitch. 6 is in play. And 35, going to be out of range. And that's going to be a pop-up to second base. And circling under that is Beckert. He'll put that away. So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Phillies clinging to a 4-3 lead. And Bill Wilson is going to come in and try and nail this down. And he will face Don Money and then get to the heart of the Cubbies order. I'm sorry, Paul Popovich. Never mind. Doesn't want to pitch to his own guys. 8 is tough and 53. And against the righty, that's going to be a fly out to right field, 1 down. All right. Actually, yeah, Popovich is down. Ernie Banks the batter. And Ernie today is 1 for 3. He's single grounded out twice. Wilson winds up, delivers. And it's going to be a tough. And 74, fly out to center. So Ernie goes down, 2 away for Randy Hundley. And 4 is a ballpark. And this one is going to be Wheelhouse Hundley. Takes a big cut. And this one, kiss it goodbye. 8 rows deep, and the bleacher bums in left field are jumping and spilling beer. Hundley has tied this game up with a solo shot with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. And could we have extra innings here? As Hundley, the big blast. And Jim Hickman will come to the plate now. And 4 is going to be ballpark, and that's Wheelhouse. So can they go back-to-back, 1 to 75? Hickman, a long shot, and don't even need to turn around. This is out of the ballpark onto Wayland Avenue. Back-to-back jacks, and the Cubbies, with their 4th home run of the day, take the lead, 5 to 4. And Wilson is beside himself on the mound. We will get more action in the Philly bullpen as John Boozer is up and loosening up. And Don Young, who has 2 home runs, steps up, and we remember what he has coming. Wilson winds up and plunks him right in the ribs. So he'll go down to first base. And there's some words going back and forth there. As Wilson is not happy, or Young is not happy, but he knew that was going to come. And if you remember off the event chart last at bat, he hit a home run, posed like Joey Bats, and that was retribution right there. So with the lead now, runner on first base, and they are going to let Abernathy hit. And need to get the right hitting card. Here's an 11. So early in the season, we have a precedent of some potential bad blood here, as the intentional fastball to the rib cage from Wilson, as the Phillies took offense with his posing after his home run back in the 7th. Abernathy up. 8 is tough and struck him out. So figured he could get away with the beanball there when he had the pitcher coming up. And we will go to the top of the 9th inning now. And the Cubbies have fought back. 2 runs off back-to-back home runs in this inning from Hundley and Hickman, and they're going to lead at 5 to 4. And Abernathy's going to try and nail this one down as Don Money steps up, and he will try and keep the Phillies into the game. Here comes a pitch. 11, defensive check, 65. This could go either way depending on who. This will be a range check on third base. And Popovich is a C. So C on the range chart, 1 to 47 would be a hit. So he is able to make the play, a nice diving grab over to first base. And we have 1 down. So the fine grab there retires Money as Ron Stone comes up. 11, defense again. And the fast action card says range check center field. And out there we have Young, who is also a C. So that's deep in the gap, but Young is able to run that one down, and we have 2 quick outs. So the Cubbies playing some D here in the top of the 9th inning, looking to seal this one. Dick Allen, the batter. Abernathy. 2, Wheelhouse. Oh man, 64, and Dick Allen has launched this and tied it. The wind is blowing out, 5-5, and 1 out away. He could not seal the deal. As Dick Allen trots around, much to the chagrin of Cubs fans. And we are tied at 5 for Larry Heisel. And the pitch is 11. That's going to be a defensive check. And 23, that will be bad on the roll. It's going to be a range check to second base, which is Beckert, who is a B. And 1-36 is the hit. The hit on that is going to be a single. So Heisel, and now the Cubbies. Phil Regan is up in the Cubs bullpen, loosening up now. Cookie Rojas, 2 outs, 1 on. And the pitch is tough. Struck him out. So Abernathy finally closes the door, but he cannot close it all the way as the Phils strike back for a run. And we are heading to the bottom of the 9th inning, and we are tied at 5. So Wilson, he is not going to come back out for the bottom of the 9th inning after his 8th. So the Phils going to their bullpen, and they're going to bring in Turk Farrell. And Farrell in 1969 was 3-4, 3 saves in a 4.00 ERA. And the Cubs will be at the top of the order with Don Kessinger. And my phone is dying, so hope this doesn't go, this is in the 20 inning Chris Strat Delaware fiasco here. 5 is Patient, and 63 against the right-hander will be out of range. That'll be ground ball to second base. So Kessinger down 4-3. Glenn Beckert the batter. And the pitch is in play, 29, and just squeezes that up the middle between second and short, both diving, but Beckert is on. And the Cubs have a threat here. Bottom of the 9th inning, Billy Williams up. Crowd on its feet. They're wanting something big to happen here. 5 is Patient. And Williams, 45, is going to be a single. And the fat card, that's a line drive into center field. The runner on first advances 2 bases. So the Cubbies have the winning run 90 feet away, 1 down. And Ron Santo, who should have been in this position, but was injured with a severe head injury and is out for the year now. So can Popovich come through? I did not touch that. The pitch is Wheelhouse 90, and that is a fly ball to left field. Out of the Wheelhouse column, though, that is going to get the runner home. So we have a walk-off sac fly. So SF9, RBI, and the game is over, as that is deep enough, and Beckert trots home with a winning run. Not super dramatic, but a win is a win, and a walk-off win is always good. So the Cubbies, 4 runs in the last 2 innings, and the winning run coming on a sacrifice fly by Popovich, replacing the injured Ron Santo. And that'll be the ball game. 6-5 the final score. And Abernathy gets the win, and Turk Farrell the loss. as the Cubbies go to 2-1 on this season. And this game, brought to you by the official seltzer of BBSN, the original New York seltzer. I rarely drink carbonated drinks, but when I do, this is the one I go to. Low calorie, sugar free. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, hope you enjoyed the game. And again, this will be centered on the Cubbies for the remainder of the season, but any games, matchups you want to see, go ahead and leave something in the comments, and I will make sure I play them. Apart from that, roll on. Have a good night.